I'll put the song I'm listening to in the comments.
That's a good idea.
If I can find it. This is harder than anything. Then I gotta go to my channel, find me, without having to hear me. Get around my copyrights. I'll get started in a second. I just like this song. Used to like to dance, huh, Ma?
Yeah.
You'd lead, huh?
Yeah.
5 foot little old lady.
Yeah.
I remember one time you told me a story about a big dude like took you out on the dance floor, and he's like, "Little lady, the man's supposed to lead." And you said, "Well, if you," what did you say? You said, "Well, if you took me someplace worth the going," or something like that.
That's funny.
All right, now I'm hot. Oh my goodness. It's nice outside though. Hi, welcome to my tube. My name's Marge. I'm a Heyoka empath. I just like having these little talks on the way I feel about things. What was that, Ma?
Fresh air.
Yeah, here, let me turn on this fan. Whew, I had all the windows open today. It was a gorgeous day. I had to go lay down to transmute all this Kundalini life force energy just flooding me today. Huh? How are you feeling, Ma?
I feel well.
Yeah?
I like the lights.
You like the lights. I got some new stuff for the shelf here. I got some new loot today. I got some stories to tell about how today transpired. I went to sleep last night. I was pretty disappointed. I ain't gonna lie. I found out some news and it made me sad. Not like boo-hoo sad, but it's like, aw, bummer. But yay for them kind of thing, right? So, I've been having a Pisces, a lot of people are having sleep. It ain't just me, a lot of people. Ma, you sleep like a baby every night. It don't matter the season. Look at Stanley over there on the dog beds. And,
Oh, that's cute.
but I ain't been sleeping good, and I'm on like a full size. Mom's got a king size bed in the bedroom, real nice fancy bed. She deserves it, man. It like the feet go up. I mean, it's like, yeah, it's a cool bed. And I got this full side, and the dogs want to be next to me, and I am so hot, like temperature. I just burn. It's energy. I burn energy. I'm just, people touch me and like, my mom's cringes. She like flint, like, wow, like, ow, you know? And like my core, my chakras, because I spend a lot of effort and energy keeping them. I pay attention to them. I fine tune them. You know, I move my body. I really don't. People eat way too much on this planet. I wonder how things would, if they just slowed the industry down, people came into themselves. They're knowing that they're spiritual beings having a human experience, and whatever you do in this life, you might not get retribution for it in this lifetime. Energy don't die, y'all. you'll get it next time or last time. Time don't anyway. So today was a pretty good day. I went into town and I got me a wagon. I got a yard wagon finally. I wasn't prepared to spend $151 on it. That kind of like, I thought it was going to be like $100.
Whoa, that's a lot.
The thing of it is I'll use it so much. And it's even towable. It has a feature so I can put it, like if I had an ATV or something like that, like a 4x4, I could pull the dogs around in it. No, in their younger days they woulda. I don't know if any of them would like it. So it's a cool wagon though. I'm all about having the right tools for the job, and I gotta tune up my compressor because it's got inflatable tires and stuff. I don't know, it's cool. And then I finally got my spade. I wanted to get like a spade, because we have a lot of these around. They're wasps. There's like a lot of wasps. They're like up in the rafters and stuff. All winter long, I've been spying them, and I'm like, I need to get that so I can knock them down because I don't want them to, move back in. Because I've been bit by yellow jackets, bit and stung. I think the bite is worse than the sting of a yellow jacket. I got 3 times. Yeah, it sucks. And you know what the worst part about it is? It was such a trip because when the first anthrax shot they gave me, first of 8 in 4 months because they gave you 2 at a time. She gave it to me, and I've had a lot of stuff injected. I've had my whole life. I had my first glucose tolerance test when I was like 4 years old. That's where they draw blood. Like, how many, like they do it before when you're on a fast, they do it. And then you got to drink this shitty fucking syrupy, nasty, gross stuff. And then they do it like half hour after that and a half hour after that. And then it's like 15 minutes, it was just, I was like, why are they doing this to me? And they tell me to, be a trooper and don't flinch and hold still because you don't want to make the people feel bad, right? So I learned to just take things from a very young age. So I had to learn, they said I was hypoglycemic, so I had to learn, but when I was learning how to read, I was reading labels on ingredients, and I didn't get to have a lot of sugar and stuff like that. I'd sneak it, things but we didn't get a lot of it. And I found a letter that our doctor wrote, Dr. Gill, asking the state to give Mom more food stamps so that she could afford to feed me a proper diet for my, because I'm all those things that people are, but I don't identify myself as those. I get to pick and choose how I identify, the things I identify with in my life, and things I learned a long time ago. I don't identify with any organization, any group, any religion. I dip in, I see what it's about, but I don't freaking, I put this stuff up because it matters to other people. It doesn't matter to me, but I put this stuff up because it matters to other people, right? Because everybody gives a shit about a fucking veteran, right? Bullshit. So, it was so funny. I pulled up into Tractor Supply today where I bought the wagon. And it's cool. I was talking to my friend Carl, and I was pulled up, and they have these 2 veteran spots. It's the only place I've ever seen that has veteran parking. They got fucking fat cop parking. They got fat pregnant women parking. And these are the people that need the exercise. Women need to be exercising. You don't need to be skipping steps. I know a lot of really strong, wonderful women that freaking worked right up. They're past due, but they're working up past their, due date. The world got too soft. People just play too much. They play way too much. It's okay to play, but play is supposed to be a reward. In my mind, it's supposed to be a reward for working hard, and people stop doing the hard work and just skip straight to playing all the fucking time. And there's consequences in that when the work's not getting. And we're going to see that huge. The infrastructure. I'm just like trying not to put myself in the energetic field of California. Because 151 inches of snow, it's like, what, 48 feet? And now they're going to get rain for like 12 days straight. That is so much weight. And they didn't do the work. That's roadways washed out. People this is it, folks. This is it. I was talking, okay, all right. I've been like this all day. I also got a freaking, I raked a lot of, so these are the things that I did today. I went into town, I got the wagon, I got the rake, I went to the park for a minute, I came home, I raked the yard. This is over and above all the other stuff I do. Because I take the dogs out every hour and a half. We go walk around whether they want to, And I rake the yard, and make sure mom's happy and stuff like that. I freaking lifted my dumbbell 1,000 times. 500 each arm. Park was cool today. When I left to go to the park today, it was a nice synchronicity. It was a cool, me listening to my guidance, my connection to source, God, creator. And it worked out in a really cool way. And I walked by and I grabbed some cash out of my, I got a cash stash. So I grabbed some cash. And then I went into town. Did my errands, went by the park, and walked up to the window thinking it was somebody else. But then I knew the guy anyway, and I was like, "Oh, hey!" And he's like, "Hey, how are you?" And we start talking. And I've talked to him before. I don't remember if I ever got his name, but today I got it. His name's Errol, and his companion in life, his life partner, her name is Ashley. They're a nice couple. And they're travelers. They've been staying out on the mesa where a lot of people do. I'm like, dude, I would love to have a place in town where people could just freaking park their trailers and just, contribute to the area. Work in the garden. Build, help somebody work on a car. Do something to just like that. I got my own ideas of the direction of how I'd like to see this earth head. And I was telling her about how much I listen to astrologers and how they're all saying this, three of them has said, I don't want to say earthquakes or volcanoes or mountains blow. Three of them have said that, but in saying that they don't want to say it, they're actually saying it. So Tucker's snoring. Here, Ma. His dental's on Monday, and they're taking a sore off his foot. I got a sock here. Maybe they could put it over it, keep him from. I know it'll be bandaged, but I'm afraid it'll come. They'll use that tape sticky stuff. Anyway, so Errol is at the okay. I don't like this song right now. I like In Vogue, but I don't really want to hear that song right now. And I've been thinking about my friend lately. She just had a my earth angel. She just had a birthday. Sweet lady just turned 75 on the 20th. Was it that long ago? Wow. Time freaking flies, Ma. Was it the 20th? Am I trip? Anyway, yeah, it was anyway, and so, she likes rock. So I've been looking for a special rock for her or a crystal or something like that, right? And so so I'm at the park and I'm talking to Errol and Esther, or Ashley, and he said you like, he just happened out of the clear blue. He said he's in tune to also. He's an intuitive being also. So he's like, you like crystals? I'm like, yeah. Oh, I went into town. That's why I went into town today, because I was gonna pick up my ring. That's the whole reason why I went to town. Because I was gonna pick up my ring, and I go there, and I actually see the girl who owns the store. Her dad was walking into town. He and I butted heads a couple years ago, but whatever, whatever. You got to get over stuff, But if it's, because I picked him up a couple weeks ago because it was inhumanely cold outside and he was pedestrian. So I'm like, I picked him up and so I picked him up today and I was like, well, I'm going to your daughter's shop right now. You want to ride along? He's like, yeah, I'm headed there. Cool. So, I could walk up. And she's walking out. She's like out there, and she's talking to her dad. And I walk up, and she's like, she looks at me, and she's like, "You're gonna have to come back tomorrow." And I was like, "Oh, okay." She's like, "Cause I totally spaced it. I totally forgot." And I'm like, "That is the fucking 4th time this week, in the last 7 days." I was talking to my buddy Carl. I'm like, Carl, I think I might have died in one of those near-death experiences that I've had in my life. And only freaking extrasensory, intuitive, psychic, freaking woo-woo people can see me. So, but that happened, but it got me into town to get me to the park, where this man was like, do you like crystals and rocks and stones? And I'm like, oh, buddy, yeah. I told him a story, but I said, one time I went to this rock store in Lincoln, Oregon, on the coast. Hey, Benzo. I was pinging for 5 days after that. From the energetic fields of all these rocks. I was just, yeah. I am an extrasensory being. Come on, bud. Get up there, buddy. Good boy, Benny. You're the best dog in the world, Benny. So, I open my wallet, and I have 2 parts in my wallet. And so I opened the front part, and I was like, I forgot, I wasn't thinking about the money that I just grabbed. So I opened it up, and there was like 37. I said, well, this is all I have. And then he's like, check this one out. I said, how much you want for that? And actually, and so she told me, and I was like, crap, because I just gave him the 35, and he gave me these two. Ooh, I like how the freaking light is reflecting off them. That's freaking cool. This other one's going to look really neat then. So I got these. And then he's like, here. He gave me... I really like this song. Topaz. Directly from the mine. I am the 3rd person on the planet to ever hold these. And what you do with topaz is you put them on the freaking you put them at the door, front door, back door, put them at the windows, and what it does is all those freaking, those that's freaking cool as hell right there. Those those energies are like, hey, how you doing? I like, I like your vibe. Let me come on in and suck it all up and not contribute anything back. It keeps those keep them out. So she shows me this one, and I was like, dude, that's the one. That's for my friend. That's the one I'm looking for. And I said I want to buy it, but I can't buy it until next month because I'm dogs are going to the vet right now. So anyway, it all works out. It's just how I am. So he puts this in my hand, and I was like, oh my God, this is it. Look at this thing. Look, it goes on for eternity. You can see it all the way down. That's freaking cool, like a mirror. But you can't really tell. Let me see if I can get my light. Look at that crap. I mean, it has like gold ribbons in it. I'm a nail terror. I mean, that's freaking... Come on. Thank you, God. Right? So I get that. It's just amazing. And then I was like, oh, wait a minute. How, and I was like, oh, wait a minute. I had that other cash that I remembered that I grabbed. And then he asked her how much she wanted for it because it's hers. And she said the number that was in my pocket. And I was like, it's supposed to be, man. It's supposed to be. That's so cool. Anyway, so I got that. Came from a mine in Utah. He's like, if you ever go to the middle of Utah, I said, I've been to the Barton Ranch. That's a dude ranch. And like a live actual, like either you go and stay the night and then you ride in a helicopter down in the Grand Canyon and then float down the Grand Canyon, the Colorado River in Grand Canyon. I had a freaking alien abduction story that time. That was a trip, man. And then, but this part, this is like, I was like pinging when they gave me this, because what happened is I showed him my lighter trick. And he said his birthday's April 13th. I said, Liz, the receptionist at the freaking, that is the second April 13th I've met this week. Or I met him 2 years, but I just found out it's their birthdays or April. And then I met 4 Aries in like less than 2 weeks. I've never known so many Aries. It's just trippy. It's weird. But this thing, so I did my lighter trick, and he responded in the most positive way of anyone that I've ever seen. I said, I got the ability of telekinesis. You want to see this? He's like, yeah. Right? And I'm like, please hold your hand out like this. And I put the lighter on it, and I'm doing it. I'm doing my, and I'm explaining. I explained to everybody. I saw a YouTube video. I saw a kid doing it with the coconut. Instantly, I was like, it's the fluid inside. I tried it with the lighter. Mom tried it. She does it. I get it from her. So I'm doing it this way. And so I do it this way, and then I do it this way. And then I do it this way and knock it off his hand. And then when it comes around like this, I catch it. It's my lighter trick. It's pretty cool. Don't know any. I'm sure there's other people on this. I want other people to try it. It's easier if you let other people hold it. And if you both believe the experience that is happening, it's more inclined to work. I have a very magnetic personality. Unfortunately, it repels more than it attracts. It's just how it is. But I'm here to learn life lessons. And boy, have I ever. I just have to learn how to have softer kit gloves. You know what I mean? Some days I get a little bit rough around the edges. Like I was pulling into Tractor Supply there, and there's this guy in the truck. There's 2 veteran spots. One's open. I pulled into the one that's open. I get this crap all the time. And then there's somebody parked in this one, right? And And there are these two old guys talking, whatever, and I go inside and I pull out, and they're both staring me down, right? They're both staring me down. When I came out of the store, they were behind my van, so they saw my license plate that says disabled veteran. So suck it. But they're like staring me down like, what are you doing there? And I'm talking to my friend Carl, and I'm like, oh my God, this shit cracks me up, Oh, I didn't even finish. And so I go in and I get my wagon. And I'm loading it in the back of the van. I got Carl on my headset. And I freaking throw it in the back of the van, And it's nothing. But still, I'm like, no, it's cool, guys. I got it. I see anybody I'm asking for people if I can help them all the time. There is always ways to be of service to people. Everybody has a chance, and they didn't take it. And I was like, that's cool. I'm like, rest in peace, chivalry. Chivalry's dead. Time of death. March 8th, chivalry's dead. Fucking people suck. So after I did my lighter trick, he was like, wow, right? And other people are just like less than impressed. It's kind of weird how people respond, but mostly people don't even recognize me or see me or whatever anyway. It's a trip. And so then he's like, no, because he's like, no, we got to give her this. We got to give her this. And, Ashley's getting all excited. I got my own stalactite. Which is kind of cool because when I was growing up in Reading, all like you have the places that you go for field trips. I got to go to places where there's a lot of Native American history, stuff like that. And then Lake Shasta Caverns is right there. I still know people that work there, but we're not really in alignment. It's all about money. Those people, they make so much fucking money, And it's, anyway, it's the heart space of it. But I got my own stalactite. Can you see it in there? The crystal's in there. I was like, are you kidding? He's like, I want you to have this. I said, are you fucking kidding me right now? He's like, it needs a good home. So I feel like my world's opening up a little bit. Kevman, if you're there, I looked on the website. I found the refurbished. I did not see any models over a year. They might be a legacy item. I looked in refurbished. I looked all over that website. So that's all right. They have like websites. See, that's the thing is like I can risk trying to buy some because there's people that buy cases and boxes of them and then they wait for them to run out and then they sell them on eBay or whatever kind of thing and then sell them for $200 when they were originally $89. It fucking makes me God. But there's just the risk of freaking spending that. I don't need it. I just these are falling apart. But I just love this model because they're so flat. I can lay down with them. Or I could become transhuman and just have the speaker just freaking stuck into my skull, the freaking listening devices inserted directly into my ears. That's so stupid, man. And people are going to do it. People are absolutely going to do it. People are like, no, let me do it first. It's so fucking dumb. I can't even believe how fucking dumb people are, man. And all these, like, spiritualists and, all these people that claim, humanity, they're all posting how they're playing with their AI. I'm like, dude, you're going to a dirty neighborhood, you dumbass. But people just got to see. There's a lot of crap I don't want to see. And I hate those images. They're so they're like bad fry trips. I just think they're trite. They're trite. There's so many things AI can't do. See, that's why the meme people got to make freaking memes keep making memes, flood the freaking internet with memes. It sounds ridiculous, but AI can't solve memes unless they're basic as hell, because they can't, like a lot of people these days, they can't track lines of thought. Like, this comes from, like, you know how you think about all the things I got to do this, then I got to do this, then it don't do that. And then, like, have influences. There's so many things it can't do. And I don't have a lot of faith in technology anyway, because everything, they change it so much, you can't get excited about any feature, because 2 weeks when they do the next update, it's gone. You know, and it's a constant, you're constantly learning. If you're constantly in the settings, you're not out there being a service of life. In life. You're not, you know, that's too much ego stuff. But I was telling her that three of these astrology, yeah. And then she said that the coronal hole is coming up this weekend. And I was like, oh, buddy, here we go. I need something to scratch my back. Hey, Mom, can you scratch my back? Straight down. Below my finger. Where my finger? Up. Right below my finger. Like an inch. Thanks, Mom. God, I'm getting freaking hot. Ugh. Okay. Now try it. You got nails. I know you can do it. It's right here. This sucks. Here. I got these. I got all these. It's driving me crazy. I can't stand itches. Because they said, hold still. Don't scratch. When I had the chicken pox. That was the worst thing ever. It was 117 in Reading that summer when I had the chicken pox. And we had a swamp cooler that Mom could run for freaking 2 hours in the afternoon. I remember she'd fill up the bathtub with cold water, and I would lay in it, and in like 5 minutes, because of my temperature, I'd turn the water like murky warm, and then I didn't like it. And then I just go lay on a sheet and let the freaking sweat. And because they're like, don't scratch. So I was just, itches are, that's torture, man, to a lot of people. I think Carl and I are going to do a live together. I think he's got a cell phone. He's not real tech savvy. So we're going to try it, but all I got to do is send him a link. And so I think I'm going to try that. We're going to try that, because he's talking about, the next. But I wonder, see, that's the thing is, like, there's there's only so many thoughts people can have. Like, human beings, there's only so many things that you can do to the human body. But ultimately there's a cap. Like, and then you have people that are thinking about the same things all at different times. And I see it as now they're just starting to all look at this. They're all starting to focus on the same thing. So it's collective consciousness is shifting based on people's hearts, where they beat. Heart, a place of service or a place of frickin' greed, man. And so many people are just learning lessons. It's just, the times are unprecedented. All of these things that are happening. The disaster alert today is there's avalanches. There's floods everywhere. There's avalanches in Switzerland. There's all over the United States. There's floods all over the place. Australia is on fire. There's a lot of fires like India, stuff like that. It's their summer, dry conditions. there's just, the crap is hitting the proverbial fan. Finally. More truths are being revealed as far as, like, how disgusting the human race has gotten. With their frickin' holes in orifices, chasing sensations and all that shit. It's just, it's bizarro. It's bizarro. Yeah, so I hope folks are finding their way within. You know, because I'm cool with, like, being out, you know, something I'll dip into the freaking, I'll freaking dip out. Yeah. Things are just going to get real bizarre. The good news is, I called my landlady today because I was talking to Mr. Iskey. He's the farmer in my life. It was so cool. I was talking to him yesterday. I said, you know, Mr. Iskey, I said, I haven't really quite given up on love yet. I said, I don't, you know, because for the last 5 years, I was pretty much, I'm not interested in any of that stuff. It's never my priority. Mom is always my priority. So it just, you know, and then I was thinking about, I asked Mr. Iskey, I said, Mr. Iskey, I said, if I ever get married, would you go online and get ordained and then marry me and my person? And he's like, yeah. He's like, well, for sure. What, how did he always, well, yeah. He's just so, he's my favorite Virgo, man. He's cool. I got more Virgos and Cancers in my world than anything. It's pretty crazy. But, yeah, I thought that was cool. I said, because I thought before I asked him before if he would give me away, and I said, I don't need nobody to. People gave me away years ago. I said, I don't need nobody to walk me down the aisle. That's silly. But I think that because he knows me more. I mean, he's my spiritual guru. I mean, he's been sober for 25, 26 years. He got 2 DUIs on Halloween. I was like, yeah, dude. Anyway, he's freaking, he knows everything there is to know about, like, he is why I don't worry about, like, I don't know, I could make anything work. I just don't like doing it. But I can make anything mechanical. I could fix anything. And so, pretty much. And where was I going with that? So he could, if I couldn't find, like, a part, he could help me, and I could just make the part. Ultimately. If I had all the right pieces. So, that's cool. You're like 7 minutes behind because you paused the live. Okay, so what you missed is, I looked all over the place. They don't have over the ear anymore. I think it's a legacy item now, but I think I'm later on, if it's that important, if it gets to the point where because these were only $89. I got them like 5-6 years ago. I should have bought freaking more than one pair. Dang it! But Kevman, you said you're an electrician. I have one of those lights in front, that motion lights, the floodlights that turn on, and the inside that holds the light, that the male part that the light bulb screws into, that fell out. So, but I was looking at it today, and I think I can just unscrew the middle and then replace the ceramic part inside without having to replace the security light in its entirety. So, I think I got it. See, that's the thing. Okay, all right. That's the discrepancy. That's what it is. I want on ear, not over ear. That's where the thing is. So because I got the new ones and they're just so big. I'm like, So funny story today. I went on the way into town. I stopped in. People will never cease to amaze me. Remember all those thoughts that I said that there's only so many ways that you can do things? The way that people do things in New Mexico. On my Instacrap account, I lost 3 accounts because they're related to an email address I can't get to anymore. So this one, an old Hotmail account. But I'm on... I think it's... Okay, stop. I only see what my niece is doing when she puts stuff on Instacrap. All right, so I am on... What is this account called? Third eye activated. So it's third_eye activated. And I just use the web-based. And I think you can use accounts without logging. I think you can, like, if you just... Anyway, you can still see pictures. So when I was walking up to the corner store... I call it the corner store. I live in the middle of fucking nowhere. Well, it's a corner store. And I came across this the other day. Okay? It's syncing, and their solution was, just put a little clip in there and just be on your way. So, hey, okay, hey. This is what I posted. Just going for a stroll, and what did I spy? Not sure what's worse, the dissolving infrastructure or the crap patchwork they spend hundreds of millions of dollars on. Do better, New Mexico. Outside #Taos. Oh, and how long you gonna leave it like that? Asking for a Heyoka. #Heyoka. Do much better, Taos. #Taos County. #Northern New Mexico. So that was Jessica. You actually made a comment on that. I don't know if they have it's not up to me. That's why I'll just tag them. I'm helping them out by tagging them. They know who I am. I am full aware that when I moved to town, I wrote, "Stop giving fat cops 80K trucks." And they're having a meeting on the 15th that I might actually go down and sit in. They're proposing to give police officers a $2 raise. They're worthless. You call them, they don't show up. All they do is it's ridiculous. And they are so... I feel like I might want to go down and propose fitness standards. And let the raises be determined by your level of fitness. Yeah. Let's change the narrative that way. We'll see. Anyway. So, but see, my solutions to this is, I have an idea for an application just to use all over the United States, right? And it's based on GIS. It's based on navigational software, right? And it's tied in to the financial system, the next one, whatever that's going to be. And what you do is, like, say I walk up on this, and I say, I'm going to fix it. right? I'm going to fix it. And I take a before picture. I'm taking of like, here, these are my products, you know. These are the items that I'm using. You know, and then like, they have procedures that you can use, right? You know, so you do it right. And you fill the hole. And then you take after and you submit to the powers that be. City work done by just a civilian, right? Ba-boom, money in your bank account. Because they don't do the work. And then when they do, I'm driving today. This was on February 18th. Today's March 8th. There's a skidder parked with the bucket, tractor, not a tractor, a skidder. And he had his big scoop on the front. And he's parked at this spot, right? He was majorly in the main part of the road. And he had his door open. I had to drive in this grass to get past him. I wish I would have recorded this. Oh my God, I wish I would have recorded this. Homeboy was standing at the bucket with his hands, taking the dirt out and dropping it in the hole. That is how fucking people have fucking raised their kids, folks. I was like, oh my God. I said, and you know, and so I go up after this. I pass this. I go up to the store. I said, I go in and I get a little cup of coffee. I said, I don't need any more coffee, but the coffee's good and the creamer, right? And I'm talking to the Brian who works there, you know, and I see these two guys walking behind me. I say, and then you got all these old fat dumb fucking construction workers that got really slow, and they got really slow, and that you only get like 4 hours of mediocre productivity out of them. The rest of the time, they're shitting on their porta potties that they bring with them at this job site. They're fucking in the trucks watching YouTube. They're not fucking doing everything but working, right? And if they work so hard, they would be a little bit more fit, right? And they won't give up their positions. They won't give it to somebody younger, somebody, willing to work, somebody that's going to show, somebody that's going to, they won't step aside because they got all their, it's just a bunch of shit, right? And Brian's just like, because I'm going mad hard talking shit. And then I walk out, and of course they pulled up, and they're driving an $80,000 truck, fully outboard with all the fucking, every little niche natch. And then that truck is part of a fleet. And every 6 months, they get brand new tires, whether they need them or not. And their scheduled maintenance is on point. And they fucking run the shit out of those trucks. They hit stuff. They don't care. It's not theirs. If they freaking wreck it all the way, what are they going to? We'll just get a new truck. Yippee! There's hell to pay, folks. It's coming. It's coming. That's what I got for now.